I'm at Etienne Brule Park. I think I'm doing another Toronto urban hike today. The weather's really good. I can't bring myself to pass up this opportunity to get out and do another walk. My target is to get up to Dundas. This is my fourth walk in the Toronto Urban Hike series. And this is my first one that I'm doing with no mobility assistance. No rollator, no walker, no cane. I've been walking around the city streets without a cane and been pretty confident about that. And for the most part on this hike I've been okay, but there's a couple of spots where I kind of thought it would have felt just a little bit more comfortable if I'd had my cane with me. Heck, I've been climbing up the Dick Watts staircase like I'm a bionic man or something. I imagine that Niagara Falls may have looked like this a couple of billion years ago. Here we are on the other side of the rapids. It's noticeably quieter. Look up. Look way up. If I'm not mistaken, is the back of Baby Point. I saw a couple of kids climbing up that hill. Like, wow, that's a big, steep, ambitious hill. Like, who do they think they are? A younger version of me? I've always heard it pronounced Baby Point. I was doing some reading, and apparently the person it's named after, I think James Babby, pronunciation is actually Babby, not Baby. So technically, I suppose this should be called Babby Point rather than Baby Point. Here we go, here's a historical plaque. In 1816, the former site of Théagon was acquired by Jacques Baby. Jacques Baby. Which, okay, so it was Jacques, not Jimmy. And I think, if I recall, the pronunciation is actually Bobby, not Baby. A wealthy landowner of French ancestry and a government official. Shown here on an 1893 map as the Bobby Estate. The promontory was developed as a residential neighborhood after 1912. It remains known as Baby Point. Multi-use trail. I guess it's suitable for strollers and wheelchairs, skateboards, bicycles, Ferraris. This part of the Toronto Urban Hike follows along the Humber River Recreational Trail. I'm 200 meters away from Old Dundas Street. This is where I'm bowing out for today's hike. Now I'm gonna make my way back to the start of the hike where my transportation is waiting for me. Lundy Avenue. This will be where I start my next hike. For the next hike, I'll be going through Lambton Park, maybe past the Lambton Arena. Not sure if I'll go all the way up to Eglinton or not on the next hike. Looks like my next one will be starting from this point and going up to probably Edenbridge Drive, maybe Edenbridge Drive and Scarlett. Going to scout around a bit and look for potential parking solutions for the next hike. And here, just coming up around the corner and up the hill, is the old Lambton Inn. I've been hiking back along side streets to avoid backtracking on the route because, you know, like backtracking is like negative hiking. It's negative mileage. It undoes the hike. But now I've got a choice. I can go up that hill, which I think will take me up to the high side of Baby Point and avoid backtracking, or I can take this low road here, and which I think is going to rejoin back to the trail. So I will end up retracing a part of the route that I just did. You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll get to my car before you. I've been seeing a lot of coyote warnings along this path. I haven't seen any coyotes, which is probably a good thing. But I wouldn't mind seeing a fox or a cougar. Foxy. Foxy. I made it safe and sound. Made it back to the start of the hike and ready to head back home. According to the app, I walked almost 11,000 steps today. Technically, I'm not actually backtracking at this point because I've not been on this part of the path before. Two paths running side by side, parallel paths, one by land, one by water. Now here's a spot where I could just come and sit and think and clear my mind. Maybe even just sit and write, get creative and do some creative writing, which I've not done much lately. That's all I have for you now. I will talk to you in the next video.